Shalom Israel. Today we're going to be getting into a lesson about persecution because right now we're not really in the stages of persecution, so it's important that we get into these sort of lessons to really convey what's in store for us in the foreseeable future when Esau really starts turning shit up. But before we get into that, we're going to turn to the east.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Wahab, Rakah, Padash.
So yeah, before I want to salute the elders and the apostles, I want to salute all the hopeful elect and the brothers that's really getting out this word, preaching on the highways and byways, preaching at their homes, and really just getting out this word. And all the sisters that's really adhering to this truth and really trying to elevate and improve themselves in the faith. So yeah, get out Matthew 13, 19.
Matthew chapter 13 verse 19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. Verse 20. But he that receiveth the seed, but he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it.
So yeah, we need to make sure that we need to make sure that our foundation is strong. We need that strong rooted foundation, because if we don't have that strong rooted foundation, when that persecution does come, we're gonna fold immediately. We're gonna fold. So carry on.
Oh snap, same yeah? Verse 21.
Yeah.
Verse 21.
Verse
23, yeah? Okay. Verse 21 to 23. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Because right now it's kind of easy. It's not. Let me not say it's kind of easy, but
It's kind of easy compared to what's coming.
Yeah, compared to what's going to come.
It's hard,
yeah,
but it's kind of easy compared to what's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, compared to what's coming this is a walk in the park compared to what's coming. So right now, those who don't have a strong foundation, they can still be in the faith. They can still preach the word. They can still profess to be an Israelite. But when the great persecution comes, we're going to see what happens.
Sure.
But dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended. Verse 22. He also that received seed among the thorns, as he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful.
And that goes back to what I was talking about last week about money, about being too attached to money, and that's gonna give you an emotional and spiritual attachment to the energies of this world. Now you're not gonna want to let go. Now when the MOTV come to the scene, because you have such a strong attachment to money, you're gonna take it because you want to receive the fruits of your labor according to this world, according to the ways of this society.
That's right.
Verse 23. But he that receiveth seed into the good ground, as he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
So yeah, we need to make sure that we're building our foundation on stony ground. We need to make sure that we're a rock. We need to pray to the Most High to attain that spirit.
We need to build our foundation on good ground, but obviously the good ground is a stone. That stone is Yahweh Shai. But if you say bring that apple from stoning, people may say that, oh, you're going off. Because nothing built, no one built. You can't plant the seed on a stony ground. But I get what you're saying. Like talk about Yahweh Shai being the rock. You know, the foundation.
Right, yeah, it needs to be a rock. It needs to be unmovable.
Strong, yes.
It needs to be unmovable and unwavering. That's what it needs to be. Right, so bring out 2 Timothy 3:12. And how do you build that strong foundation? By being in the Spirit every day. How do you be in the Spirit every day? By really getting into this word. Trying to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. Being occupied in prophecy. Praying for faith every day. Praying and fasting. Getting out them demons. That's how you build that strong foundation. Perpetuating the right doctrine.
That's all. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Yahweh Shai shall suffer persecution.
So that's it. So we have to accept it. We have to accept that we're going to suffer persecution, and we have to kind of brace ourselves for it. It's just like if you're going on trial for a football team. You got to prepare. You got to make sure you're eating the right foods. You got to make sure that you're doing the right drills. You got to prepare. That's what we got to do. We got to prepare. We got to prepare ourselves spiritually. And we got to kind of meditate on these things because it's gonna come. It's gonna come. And if you don't suffer that persecution, then you're not going to be a part of the elect. It's written. And Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai's words doesn't go out void. We'll bring out Matthew 5 and 10.
That's right.
Verse
10. Because we can't afford to be too much in that spirit of mirth. Because when you're too much in that spirit of mirth, you're not going to be thinking about these things, and you're not going to prepare yourself, and you're not going to brace yourself for these things. And when it suddenly just hits, you're going to be like, rah.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, rah. What's going on here?
That's a fact, because boy.
And you're going to fold. More than likely, you're going to fold because you're not prepared. More than likely, you're going to fold.
Matthew chapter 10 verse 10. Nor scrip for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes.
Matthew 5
Matthew chapter 5 verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness.
So when we're going through these persecutions, we gotta count ourselves blessed. We gotta have the spirit of the apostles of old. When they were under constant persecution, they were getting beaten up. They were rejoicing because in their mind, that persecution, them getting stoned, beaten up, so on and so forth, they found favor with Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and we have to kind of adopt that same spirit. And it's kind of hard to have that same spirit because when you're going under when you're under constant persecution, you're getting beaten up, you're getting reviled and rebuked. You might think that the Most High's not with you. That might go through a lot of these demons will start popping up in your head. So it's not easy to kind of get in that spirit. So we need to pray to the Most High to get into that spirit.
Okay. It says why as well. Why they're blessed, because for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
So when they're going through what they're going through, they're blessed because they know that the kingdom's come is theirs.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
Might as well rejoice while you're getting persecuted. It's for a reason, isn't it?
Right.
But you can speak.
Because they're not thinking with a carnal mindset. They're thinking spiritually. Because a lot of us can kind of tap into that carnal mindset sometimes. It's easy to tap into that carnal mindset because we're in the flesh. So it's important that we always try to think spiritually when we go through certain things. Because I tap into carnal mindset sometimes when I'm
Hey,
going through
bro,
certain
we all
things.
do. Let me tell you something. We all do. Because you have to understand something. We in Babylon, man. I don't want people to think that this walk is very easy. That, oh, brother, just because you see a brother with a certain spirit that is strong and that. Listen, we going through the worst of fleshy thinking, if I can say that, man. It's carnal out here, man. We're just trying to be spiritual. But it's carnal out here, man.
Right.
Very carnal. Carry on, Malak.
Right, because there's demons everywhere. So sometimes these thoughts that we're thinking are our thoughts. They're coming from the demons that's trying to permeate our mind. So that's thinking spiritually as well. Because thinking spiritually is telling yourself that my thoughts aren't my thoughts every single time. These negative thoughts that pop up in our head predominantly come from these demons. That's thinking spiritually. You know, and when you're thinking from a spiritual mindset, that allows you to what's the word for it? That allows you to
Right,
that allows you to not go crazy. Like it allows you to kind of stay stable and not to go crazy.
to not lose your, to stay sane.
You have to stay sane. To stay sane.
Sanity.
Exactly. It allows you to maintain your sanity.
Sanity.
Read on. Was it verse 11?
Matthew, what, chapter 5? Verse 10. Speak about what's about sanity again? You say about sanity?
It allows you to maintain your sanity, innit?
What does? Scriptures.
Or thinking spiritually.
I'm thinking spiritually because the demons that helps you being insane. A lot of people are insane. A lot of people are bugged out of the mind, man.
No.
A lot of people are bugged out. They're in chains.
Maybe because they're thinking in the spirit world, but they can't hack it.
Because they're thinking they're thinking what they're thinking is coming from them. But when you understand that all these negative thoughts are coming from demons, you're like, get the hell out of here.
Right.
Rebuke it.
Right.
Rebuke
Just
it.
get the hell out of my head.
Real talk. Real talk.
Right.
What, chapter 10, yeah?
11. Yeah.
11. Matthew chapter 10, verse 11. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence.
Matthew 5.
Ah, man. Sorry, guys.
Hey, that's what happened. When you're a reader, you're going to go through that.
Verse
It
10,
happens to me many times, but it's good. Carry on.
11, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, guys. Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
Right.
Chapter 12.
No, verse 12. Verse 12.
Sorry, yeah, verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Right. So they put the prophets to death. You know, and if you compare it to a worldly mind frame, for example, you're trying to make it pro as a footballer, and you're doing everything. You're doing fitness 3 times a week. You're training 6 times a week, and you're kind of going through great persecution because you're getting rejected by all these different teams. But you're working so hard, but you know that eventually, because of this hard work, your reward's gonna come. Now, next thing you know, Manchester United signs you on a 5-year deal, getting 100k a week.
And you're looking at it like, yo, imagine all those clubs that wanted to sign me. They ain't even touching Man United, man.
Right.
But I persevered a bit, and then look at me, 100k a week,
Right.
balling.
Right. So we kind of got to link that to the truth. We kind of got to link that to the spiritual walk.
That's how I function in my head. I see myself as a businessman in this truth. So yeah, that's the affairs of my father, man. So I'm a businessman, but I don't deal with money. I deal with spiritual money, which is the word, everything that comes, with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So yeah, that's that, and that's all. That's thinking spiritually. The fact that you're getting persecuted, and you're thinking, yeah, I'm blessed for getting persecuted because I might be part. There's a strong chance that I'm going to be a part of the elect.
Right.
So bring out.
That's powerful, thinking that you just maybe in the elect. That thing, like, it humbles me every time. But wow, in Babylon, man, that's why we have to have faith, because, bro, sometimes you go through things like, am I gonna make it and things like that? But the Most High is faithful, man. If He got you in this, He knew that you would go through all of those things, He knew it. So
Right.
Yeah, faith is important, man. Yeah, carry on, man.
John 15 and 20.
First John.
Let's go.
15:20, yeah. So this is John chapter 15 verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
That's right.
If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
That's right.
Right. So the same thing Yahushua went through, we're gonna kind of have to go through the same thing. So that's why you have to read what Yahushua went through to kind of, get ourselves in that spirit.
That's why I was telling you about our mental strength. For Yahweh was that.
Right.
Hey, he had that mental strength on another level. Do you know what it requires as far as mental strength to go through what he went through? And there it is, you are a follower of Yahushua. You might have to go through certain things. So you gotta have these things, man. Mental, like that strength.
Because when a coach is preparing to face another team, he's watching footage on how that team plays.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do with the scriptures. We gotta, because what was written aforetime was written for our learning.
That's right.
So we gotta go through these scriptures as preparation. What Yahushua went through, we read what Yahushua went through, and we're preparing ourselves. That's preparation. So bring out Revelation 2 and 9.
That's right.
I mean, just read 10.
2 and 10. Okay. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
That's right.
Right, so that crown of life, that's if you get that crown of life, you're part of the elect. That's sealed. That's your contract sealed into the kingdom. For life. So that faith that
like I had that dream long time ago. That's right before I came in the truth. I had that dream, like everyone was there already, like in a big place where like the feast or something like that. Or like a place where people need to gather, like serious solemn assembly, serious. The atmosphere was very serious. And there it is, like me, I just come last, I'm the last one ever. And you can see like some of my clothes were big, but then I went and got changed. And that really touched my soul, because I'm thinking, this is what I had to go through. Like the Bible says, the elect are scarcely saved. So the time that it was, yes, there's a crown that's prepared for you, but sometimes you have to meditate on. But like you say, you have to meditate upon Yahushua. Look what Yahushua had to go through for him to be where he is. Right. So sometimes you have to meditate. It's because there's temptation, there's other things, there's so many things that you will have to go through to get there. Right. But eventually, if it's meant to be, you will get there. If you don't give up. If if you know how to get back up and carry on. You know? Carry on.
Right, because the scriptures say too much is given, much is required. So,
hey, that's deep, you know.
Right, so
that's very deep.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has given us a lot. You know, knowing our true identity is a lot in itself. So he requires a lot of us. He requires a lot. So bring out 2 Corinthians 12 and 10. And Yahushua was given a whole lot. So that's why he had to go through a whole lot.
Yeah, you see that? He was giving someone that had to go through. He has even to die. Yo, that's
right.
That's scary.
Okay. It's just like a king. A king's given a lot, so he has a lot of responsibility. He has a lot of things that he has to go through.
Yeah.
Right. He has a lot of things he has to go through. You know, he has to deal with the people. You know, he has all these women that he has to deal with.
And then you have to deal with the people. What time do you? So King Solomon, God, you open my eyes to something. So he had to deal with people. He had to deal with the women. But like one woman is too much for me. I realized that, man. I don't think I'm made for these my women things. It's too much for me. I can't. I can't.
Have a small break in the middle.
Because you know it's too much. And Solomon was dealing with 1,000, and he was brilliant at what he was doing as far as the king.
Right.
Bro, that's something, man. Yeah, but carry on. That was just like
it's a lot. It's a lot, man.
it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
That's why we catching hell, because we are being prepared to be king.
Right.
Man, this thing, man, this truth is like forever. This truth is like, whoa, man. Malak, carry on. This truth is like
2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 10. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities.
well, therefore, I take pleasure in what?
I repeat it again. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 10. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities,
Infirmities, man.
in
That's what
reproaches,
in reproaches, man.
in necessities,
Necessities,
in persecution,
in persecution,
in distresses,
in distresses,
for Yahweh's sake.
for Yahweh's sake.
For when I am weak, then I am strong.
When I'm weak, then I am strong.
Right, so that's the mindset we have to adopt, because the worldly mindset, when you're going through things from a worldly perspective, you have that woe is me spirit. I think people will say to themselves often, "Oh, why am I going through all these things?"
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, you said, man.
John O'Brien, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm busy.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Good to see
Come
you.
back football, man.
Yeah, I'm busy still. George, I'm not there, bro. See you, George. See you.
But yeah, man, what the worldly mindset is to, when you're going through a lot of things, you're thinking to yourself, why am I going through all these things? But when you come into the faith now, when you're in the spiritual walk, you have to have the complete opposite mindset.
That's right.
Because if you ain't really going through anything, if you ain't really going through something, then Yahweh Hashem Yahushua ain't really dealing with you. If you ain't heard that, if you ain't really going through anything, then there's a strong possibility that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua
Dealing with you, that's deep, man. Like me, the temptation that I'm going through these days, bro, the situation I'm going through these days, boy, I never knew that would happen in my life. That's what I'm going to say. So if you think this truth is easy given, it's like something on the plate I was given to you from the get-go, you're mistaken, man.
Not sure.
You're going to have to go through a lot of pain out here, man. Because you're about to be the king. You know?
Right. It's a rites of passage. It's a rites of passage, and in this Western world, we don't have a rites of there's not necessarily a rites of passage. You know, the school system is bullshit. That's not a rites of passage. It doesn't teach how to be a man.
Yeah.
Right? So
break down what a rite of passage is. Explain it. Explain.
So rites of passage is things that you have to go through in order to, things that you go through that pretty much defines you. Like for example, back in the day, you had to go through a rites of passage in order to be a man. So you had to go through certain things. Maybe you had to battle a lion in the wilderness. there's certain cultures that are like that. You have to kill an animal, you have to kill a wild animal in order to earn certain titles.
Yeah, it's simple. Like when I was in West Africa, we were friends with a killer. We didn't know that, but after a while, when he got killed, that's when we found out that he was killing people. He killed people. So when he was telling us, because he was very brilliant, brave as far as fight and other things, like, so he told us like he has no heart, and I was like, we saw him fighting, we knew that he was a savage, but he said that when so basically he had like a little dog, a puppet. So that puppet grew to become like a dog, and then one day he took a knife and killed it.
The dog?
Yes. So it's like you take a baby dog, right? And it's a puppet, yeah?
Yeah, puppet.
It's a puppet, right? And then you kill it, you feed it becomes strong, and one day you take a knife, you kill it.
How can you do that though?
No, that makes you harlots. If you want to be like, because he was involved in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, back to your point, you were saying that in certain culture, you have to battle a lion, you have to battle an animal. But that's what it brings certain energy out of you when you face that rite of passage. See? So you're making a good point. Carry on.
It allows you to tap into different zones that really brings out different, it brings out energy, yeah, as you said, it brings out different energies, and it really it becomes a part of your character, it becomes a part of your nature.
See that? That's why Esau eats the meat with blood, because it takes on the energy of the animal.
Life.
Because the blood is life. So when you go and when David killed and battled a lion, what do you think? What do you think Goliath represented? Nothing. Because he battled a lion. Do you know what a lion is? So David had the heart of a lion, man.
Right. That was his rites of passage. Because had he not gone through that situation, maybe he would have had the spirit to fight Goliath. Because no one wanted to fight Goliath.
Exactly.
Because we had mighty warriors, but when they saw Goliath,
there's level to this, man.
Right.
You needed the water to do this work, man.
Right.
You understand? Because he battled elements when he was his own as a shepherd in the wilderness. Right. That's why what you go through that rite of passage is very important. It's true. Because it turns you into your man.
Right.
Like me losing my family, my wife and my children, turned me to someone else, man, that I never knew I'll be able to be. You get what I'm saying? That's important. People might see and say, oh, what? No, the most I know what he knows what he needs you to go through, or he will make you go through for you to become who you're supposed to be. Right. To be ready for that time.
Right.
You understand?
Right. Bring out.
Keep doing the serve, bro.
It's hard, man. Bring out Psalm 7 and 1.
Psalms 7 and 1. Ready? Yeah. Psalms chapter 7, verse 1.
Bring that out.
O Lord my God, indeed do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me and deliver me.
Right.
So when we're going under that great persecution, we gotta pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to save us from the great persecution. We gotta be constantly praying. Never ceasing to pray. You gotta be praying, man. You gotta be crying out to the Lord with conviction and might. Bring out Psalm 10, starting at verse 2. Because that David had that gift. David always used to cry out to the Lord. That's why the Lord was always with him. That's why David was always able to find himself out. He was always able to overcome precarious situations that he was in. When Saul was after him trying to kill him, David was crying out to the Lord. So David had that gift. So we've got to kind of get that type of spirit. That's that same spirit that David had. We've got to make that spirit manifest in us too.
That's right, man.
Psalms chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
Yep. So when the police come against us and that, because the Most High have mercy on us, some of us will escape the trap of the police.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't know how he's going to do it, but trust me, he's going to do it for some of them, from the men of the Lord, man.
Verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth.
Right.
Verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh.
Right.
Yahweh is not in all his thoughts.
Yeah, Yahweh's not in all his fault, man. Look at these brothers, all these people that you see around there. Yahweh's not in their fault.
Right.
You know, Yahweh's not, they can't do what we do right now. They find it very stupid. Or it's like it's a waste of time. Like we don't have nothing to do. You know?
Verse 5. Verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
Right.
So, because they're not seeking upon the Lord, they're going to take their frustration out on us.
Right.
The Lord's going to put it. The Lord's essentially going to put the Spirit on them, take out their frustration. They're not seeking Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so they're going to seek Yahweh's elect, and that's what's going to happen.
Right.
As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Verse 6. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
So that's what Esau thinks, because Esau's in a high-minded spirit. And that's what some of our people think too. Our people are in that mindset as well. You know, the ones that have acquired a lot of money.
And I saw something to the right now, I have nothing to do with it, but something to do with it at the same time. See the couple that went by, you see the woman, she's kind of like in a spirit. Like, you know, the guy is bugged out. She's cheating on him. And that's what's going on right now. These men, instead of doing and learning to be, they don't want to accept the right of passage. They want to sit in the couch, you know, when the woman is going out there to get the money, she pay the rent and everything, you don't know nothing. What do you think she's going to be faithful to you? They're not men. When you come over here, you become a man. But you see, it's painful to become a man. It's painful to become a man, man. So this pain that we thought we go through, it will make us a man so that when the persecution comes, we'll be able to withstand it. If you don't go through anything, when it gets hard, you're going to give up.
Right. That's why anyone that's in the faith, they have to go through something. It has to be something that they're going through. It has to be something.
Don't be wearing this garment and you ain't going through nothing. Like, have you ever seen a guy that goes to the military and then tell you about the pain of being in the military? You have to wake up every day. What time do they wake up? 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 4 a.m. You have to go to some drills. Like, it's not easy, man. That's tough life, man. People pushing you to the limit, bro. Right. Some people crying, some people can't do it. Then after 2 weeks, they're gone. They're not, I can't do it. Yeah, because it takes a certain lifestyle. You gotta be a stoic. You know what a stoic means?
Stoic, yeah.
Someone that, like, there's no much fun in his life. Everything is disciplined. Why? Because it turns you to a man, man. You think them kings, you think Putin has time to play around right now?
When do you even barely see that guy smile?
Yeah. There's nothing to smile about in this world. There's nothing to smile about in this world, man. You can't be too happy-go-lucky, man. There's nothing to smile about, man. We're supposed to be in the house of mourning, not the house of mirth. You know? When I first came in this country, Christmas was wonderful. But now, look at Christmas, man. People don't even care. Look at the lights that they put in the street. When I first came, you go to central London, you're like, wow. Bang. But right now, man, you see that the light, you can see that something is going on. The Most High just taking away, you know, that mirth spirit. So that means that we are at war right now.
Right.
So we gotta act like we at war. We can't be at war. And then, have you seen people, having barbecue while bullets are flying? But because they don't see the bullet that's flying, they think it's all cool. Someone's coming again, they're gonna be barbecue. And they don't know what's coming.
You know that Jake Bus Bob?
Right. Everybody then thinks Murph. No, we ain't gonna be no Murph, man.
What's Murph?
Murph is like,
Just being in a joyful, happy state all the time. And even speaking about the military also, there was a brother that said, before he joined the military, he used to be friends with this girl. And he was in the military for a certain dispensation of time. Then after he came back from the military, he had rekindled things. He had rekindled things with the girl. And guess what the girl said? The girl said that, there's something about your energy is kind of different. You've got more of a manly type energy. I mean, it's because he went through a rites of passage. He went through certain things in the military base. So, and guess what? The girl wanted to, because he had a different type of energy. But before that, the girl, it was just a friendly type vibe. You get what I'm trying to say? So, when you go through certain things, it becomes a part of your character. You start emitting a certain type of energy. It's a different type of energy that you start emitting. So, bring Deuteronomy 30:7.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thine enemies,
that's right.
and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
So, all our enemies that's persecuted us, and they're gonna get their recompense. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
That's right.
So, all our enemy that's persecuted us, they're gonna get what's coming, but we just have to be patient.
Yeah.
We just have to be patient because a lot of brothers can be a bit impatient.
Yeah.
Be patient.
Hey, Revelation 13, man. Patience of the saints, man.
Right.
You gotta be patient, man. Because they're coming. When you read Lamentation 4:21 and 22, it talks about, this is being our last captivity, and that now, that captivity will be passed on to, the daughter of Edom, which is the Edomite. So it's coming. If you went through slavery, look, let's say I didn't believe in the Bible, just that with common sense will make me know that something's going on. Because we went into slavery. Some of people go into slavery, went into colonization and that, right? So if you went to slavery, and I'm reading that, and I know now that Esau, the daughter of Edom is the so-called Caucasian man, that means they're going to go to slavery too, because I went to slavery. That's just common sense. So now, me being the truth now, I'm going to deal with one element, which is patience. Because the Bible says in Acts 14 and 22, through much tribulation, we shall enter the kingdom. So the Bible talks about persecution. That's tribulation.
You got to rejoice, isn't it, when you're going through tribulation?
It's not going to be easy.
The kingdom's going to be yours, isn't it?
But because, don't think about it, the persecution was going to be for a day. Meaning like for a time, a period of time. But the kingship, the kingdom, it's eternity, Right. So you have to balance it out. What is more important?
Don't be distracted by riches as well, because that can sway you, innit? Sway you, man. Obviously, you can make peace, but don't let it become your idol, innit? Don't let it become your God.
Right, because there's people in the world that grind hard every day and suffer, right, for 10, 15 years just to become a millionaire, so that they can reap the fruits of their labor for the rest of their life, which will be like 40, 50, 60 years. So if you compare it to our situation, like that pales in comparison. The fruits that they're getting pales in comparison to the fruits that we're getting. So imagine we're getting persecuted for 20, 30, 40 years. Look at the fruits that we're getting.
It's eternal.
It's eternal. So that's the things we have to think about also. Get out Acts 18. Start at verse
1. Acts 18, verse 1. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came
Athens,
to Corinth,
which is
Greek.
Greece. Well, the Hellenists, that's what the Hellenists were. The Hellenists.
Huh?
The Hellenists, the Gentiles.
Hellenistic.
The Hellenists mean a Jew who, like, you know, lost his heritage.
Okay.
That's where Paul was going. These people.
Okay. Chapter 2. And found a certain Jew named Aquila, born of Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome.
So Claudius, the Roman Emperor Claudius, he was persecuting the Jews so much that he had to get kicked out of Rome. So that's
I just had an episode. I just told these motherfuckers about themselves. I just had an episode. These devils are all around us, man.
For real.
I mean, these devils are here to stay until
Until the time and they're gonna go, man. You know?
Man, it's crazy. It's out of order.
It is what it is, man. We were put in that predicament for a reason.
Why were we put in this predicament?
Because we went against our power. Yeah, we went against our power, man. That's why we're trying to rebuild those walls. Because we as a black people, I say black so that you know what I'm talking about. We as Negroes or brown skin, you know, brothers and sisters, we are the children of Israel.
Why are we called colours of the crown?
Actually,
why are we called that?
Yes, we obviously, yes, obviously.
Why are we called the
we'll show you
colours of
the Proverbs. The Bible and Proverbs, yes, get it.
Why are we called the colours of the?
Yeah, because they're trying to, like, you know, put us down. Black Friday.
Yeah.
know?
Blackmail.
Blackmail.
Through the Brexit negotiations, I heard many times the word blackmail.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching all these negotiations through Europe, and all of the people that are fucking talking, yeah, kind of look like you two. They're no order.
brother. I'll tell you why we're going for certain things, yeah, and why we go under certain terms. Because this is one of the curses we have to go for as a people, right?
One of the first things that I
listen.
I hear you. I've got scripture.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And I'll read it in a different translation so that you can understand.
I understand. Any translation.
You will become an object. You will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery among all the nations to which the Lord sends you. So all these terms are mockeries.
Yeah, of course.
So when I call you black man,
shameful. It's shameful. We need to understand. We've been told that we must accept shame. As black males, we've been told that we must accept shame.
Bro, you're talking to us. Don't talk to us. Don't talk to us.
No, they need to fucking know because they don't understand.
Look,
They're ignorant.
my brother, it's about order. It's about order.
Yeah, it's about.
You have to do things in decency and order.
No disrespect.
That's fine. That's fine. We're here for you, you know. We're here for other brothers, you know.
But the thing is, I've been here for a long time. Yeah, and I'm sick and tired. I've had enough of the non-movement.
Yeah, but that's a movement right there. See, I want to tell you something, right? the reason why you're tired of the non-movement, because all the movement that was created came to naught, meaning like they didn't produce any fruit. Why? Because they're man-made. Okay? Now, if you follow what we're talking about, then you understand that revolution doesn't necessarily come the way we expect it, but it comes through the order, divine order, which is what we're doing right now. And you see, we need to learn patience. Patience is part of it as well.
Patience is a virtue.
Right. So, because if you want to take arms, hey, who are this guy that took arms like the Norfolk? What's the name of that guy that took arms lately?
Go on.
That guy, Master J. No fucking wrong crew. There was an army that
in America,
right? Master J, right?
Yeah.
Where
No
is he
fucking
now?
wrong crew.
No fucking wrong. Where is he now?
But at the same time, what you're saying is that there were other people saying, hold on, this don't sound right. This is kind of like we've seen this before.
With the Black Panthers.
Yeah, aha. But so you got that, and you got other people. So there's conflict. There's going to be conflict.
Yeah, but bro, like I say, if you wanna let's carry on. Let's listen to what we're saying. Obviously,
Bring out scriptures, man. Bring out the scriptures.
You came a bit late though.
I'm not late.
No, that's not such not being late. But I'm just saying, bring up. If you were there before, you went into a lot of things. No, that's the last session. That's the last session. You know what I'm saying?
I'll read this.
I know you guys are tired. You need to get home, and you've got your wives and family to go.
Brother, I've got this scripture.
Listen, because he wants scripture. Bring some.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, starting at verse 10.
Bring it out.
Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh and was confounded?
Right.
Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Right.
And whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Right.
For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. So, hey brother, you gotta trust upon the Lord, brother.
I'm there. I've always been there.
But do you follow the laws?
Of course.
Follow the laws.
Of course.
Okay, what do you leave, brother? You're around here.
Yeah. I've
Right.
always been here, man.
Look, we're here every Saturday.
I hear you.
Yeah, we have from 3 o'clock.
The struggle is hard.
I know. Come and listen.
No, don't get it twisted. You hear my tone, and I'm glad that you laughed.
Mark,
I'm glad that
let's
you
close
laughed
out and then we go on.
because you know what I'm
Brother,
saying.
just give you a second. Let's close out.
I'm glad that you laughed.
And then we go and deal with it. Yeah?
Yeah. So just bring out that last scripture of Acts 18.
Just bear with us. Just give us a second.
We're gonna
brother.
just bring out one more scripture.
And then we're gonna talk to you, man.
Verse what? 2?
We're gonna have a
Brothers are
conversation.
more important than you think you are.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Acts chapter 18, verse 2.
Bring it out.
That's right.
And found a certain Jew named Aquila,
That's right.
born of Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla,
Bring it out.
because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them.
Claudius,
from
the Roman Emperor Claudius.
Depart from Rome.
Right? The Roman Emperor
Babylon.
Claudius.
I dare. Babylon dare. And we need to.
So the
Just don't worry. Just
Roman Emperor Claudius.
Just you got a lot of fire. Just
Right, a lot of
Learn
zeal.
up. Yeah, a lot of zeal. Just
because I'm
yes.
really
just look.
humble.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
understand.
No, but humble people
We're
are
talking about that earlier on as well. Being humble.
Yeah,
being
so
humble.
the Roman Emperor Claudius, he kicked out all the Jews out of Rome. That's the ultimate. That's going through persecution,
Come on.
right? And the script.
Educate yourself
What does the scripture
individually.
tell you in 2nd Ezra to be
Please.
pilgrims upon the earth?
Yeah.
So we gotta be in that spirit too to be ready to be
Yeah.
pilgrims.
Yeah.
So imagine we live in London,
living of the Greek.
Come on,
Of the Greek.
right?
So I'll be ready for that.
So imagine being us living in London right now,
Yeah.
right? And Boris Johnson being Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Said,
yeah.
everyone professing to be a Jew, got to get out of London. He makes a decree or edict saying, yeah, everyone professing to be a Jew or Israelite, you have to leave London. We gotta be ready.
Gotta be ready.
We gotta be ready, and
Have to be.
that was good.
Sooner better.
That was occurring a lot during the Roman period, where a lot of these Roman emperors were making edicts, and they were kicking out people out of certain states.
Yeah.
And we gotta be ready to be pilgrims in the wilderness or in different cities. You get one? So
You're right. Absolutely. We have to be ahead of what
Of the game.
will be.
Right.
We have to be forward ahead.
And sometimes,
otherwise, we're going to be fucking talking.
Hold on, bro. And
I know you're passionate.
And sometimes that persecution will come from our own people, because a lot of Roman emperors that were doing it were so-called black people,
Yes.
right? You had Emperor Diocletian, he was a so-called black
No
man,
disrespect.
right? You also you had Emperor Galerius. He was persecuting people. He was persecuting our people to the point where they'll get put to death. A lot of our people during the Roman period were martyrs for the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So
That's right.
a lot of these so-called black politicians, or a lot of these Jake politicians,
Yeah.
they're gonna be doing the same thing, because this is a
Christians.
reincarnation. This is a reincarnation of the Roman Empire.
It is.
So we gotta brace ourselves. That's why it's sometimes important to get into the history.
Brace ourselves,
Because-
because we're going to get hit. We're hitting today. We're gonna
Right, so
hit
sometimes that's why it's important to get into the history, because when you get to the history, you really kind of get a picture in your mind, because nothing news under the sun.
That's
So it really paints a picture in your mind, and really start
It's the
meditating on
imagination.
certain things, and really
Brings
say to
forth.
yourself, listen, if this was going on back then, it's gonna happen now. You know, it's gonna either occur now or the foreseeable future. So yeah, so right now,
man,
so
yeah.
I hope brothers and sisters got something out of the lesson, and we're gonna deal with this, brother,
Shalom.
because the brother's going through a lot. So.
Yeah.
And that's the spirit too, because we've been a lot of the trials and tribulations he's going through.
Trials and tribulations.
We've been kind of going through it in this lesson.
We are.
So
I may not personally go through it, but spiritually,
right.
I'm like, damn, my people are going through it. But hold on, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're
Yeah,
gorgeous.
let's go there and then we're going to do it in the first part.
Hold on,
Yeah?
what?
Alright, let's go there.
Are you being persecuted, sir? And I don't like that.
So yeah, we're gonna close out.
So-
Give all praise to the Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash. War this, Sarala.
Come on,
Back to
Shah.
Babylon.
Bible.
Come on, sir.